tired, overwhelmed, going through the same cycle over and over and over again? Are you ready to just jump off the merry-go-round? Yeah, I get it. I've been there, and we are all living a journey where we need to rest. The Renewal Well podcast takes the opportunity to reset twice a week with the foundation of God's Word and authentic stories shared from your host, me, Tiffany M. Ruffner. We'll explore together with Christ as our light. Hey, y'all. We are back in effect at the Renewal Well podcast. Welcome to episode number 9. This should be episode number 9. I do not have that on my notes. I have the wrong number on there, but it's okay. We are on episode number 9 for season 1, where our focus has been on rest and regeneration. So as you know, if you looked at the podcast art and this is your first time listening, that we talk about our emotional wellness, and we also talk about mindset around our emotional wellness. And this is all done from a faith-based perspective. Now, what's interesting about this is that this is like in real time for me, because I am still learning, I am still growing. And so when I learn something new that might be implemented into this podcast, I don't have a set up or anything set out or any type of framework or anything like that I'm using. This is really just about us getting to our place of rest and regeneration for this season. And as the seasons go on, whatever that focus is for our health, because it's really important for us to take the time to be renewed and to get the things that we need to become better humans, and better for the world, because we all, like, everything that we do has an impact on what others experience. And so nobody is like in isolation inside of a glass bottle. Like, if you're here, there is a reason that you're here, and what you do can either impact others for the good or for the bad. Or if you don't do anything, which is still, I guess, doing something, because you're doing nothing, that has an impact of not having the change, because your impact and your light can actually bring forth something really good. But if you do something that's not so good, it can have the opposite effect. So this podcast is actually supposed to start with me storytelling, and I haven't really went into a lot of stories just yet, but I am going to attempt to do so today, and to do it in a succinct manner for this episode. So I entitled this episode, I Don't Trust Me. I don't trust me. But guess what? I entitled that because I had to go through a coaching session recently, and when I was going through it, I was like, you know what? I just don't trust me. And I meant it in a sense that I trust God, that I know that God can do all things. I've seen him do so many different things. I've seen him blow my mind in certain areas. And I didn't even really want to confess that I didn't trust myself, but I had to say it because I was having a difficult time with belief in myself. And so why would I have a difficult time with belief in myself? It's because I was not trusting myself. And so I'm just going to break down what the word trust means. And this is just from the dictionary. It says, your trust in someone is your belief that they are honest and sincere and will not deliberately do anything to harm you. It says your trust in someone is your belief that they are honest and sincere. I just read that. And will not deliberately do anything to harm you. If you trust someone to do something, you believe they will do it. If you trust someone with something important or valuable, you allow them to look after it or deal with it. If you do not trust something, you feel that it is not safe or reliable. If you say you trust something is true, you mean you hope and expect that it is true. So I like to read those. Those are from actually the Collins Dictionary. And I like to read that because it helps you to conceptualize the meaning. But I'm going to read the actual definitions that they have. Trust, a firm belief or confidence in the honesty, integrity, reliability, justice of another person or thing. Faith, reliance. Okay, so when I'm reading that, I'm thinking, if I think about it, about not trusting me, it says firm belief or confidence in the honesty. Do I believe that I'm honest? I do believe that I'm honest. Integrity. Okay, so here it is, y'all. Integrity means one. That means we're always experiencing and doing things from what we believe and what we say. And the root word of integrity is the word integer. And integer means whole or complete. And if you think about it, when you think of something that's not whole or complete, that means it's broken. And I'm not calling myself broken. Definitely not that. But that place of wholeness is something interesting that we get to look at today. And so I'm going to look at it from the mindset of, one, we can have, and I think I just want to deal with that one word today because I'll probably take too long if I try to deal with the rest of the definition. But what I want to deal with from integrity is the standpoint of wholeness. And actually, you can expect something and you can believe for God to do something, but a lot of times you might not believe in yourself to do it because you may see that you struggle with staying in alignment to the things that you say that you want. Take, for instance, you want to go fit inside of your wedding dress. You planned a wedding and it is, let's say, 9 months away. But you cannot deny yourself when it comes to that chocolate cake. Oh my goodness, it is so moist. It looks so delicious. And so every time someone has some extra cake around, somebody having a birthday party for their kids, you say yes to the cake. But you usually want to say yes to the dress that you're trying to get into. But you keep saying yes to the cake. And that's one example of being whole in what your desire is for what's coming and what you know will be there, but yet you get off course and you do something different from what you say. This is really huge for me because this is one of the first things I began to look at in my personal development journey. My personal development journey started, I would say, in my 20s. I had a pastor at the time. He was actually the executive pastor of the church that I was attending. He later became my pastor when he started pastoring another church. But he said something about a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And I went and bought that book. And I had trouble. Actually, I didn't buy the book. My God. I borrowed it from some good people that we knew. And I did not return it. I no longer have the book. I no longer have it. It got lost in different transitions from California to Georgia. That's where I stay now. It's in the state of Georgia. Anyway, I was reading the book, had trouble reading the book, but I kept reading the first part over and over. And then I ended up buying this is long before Audible. I ended up buying the audio CD set. So it was like a lot of CDs to listen to that book on CD. And I would listen to it on my way to work in the mornings. But what I found from that book that was really interesting is the point of integrity and how that is like one of the qualities. And I don't even remember it word for word because I don't have the book no more. But I remember it sitting with me and how I wanted to have integrity and how I was going to go ahead and make that a self-development goal because I felt that it was important to have integrity. Now, what was pointed out to me over the past conversation that I had with coaching is that I don't really have to trust me because I trust God. And guess what? God trusts me because he sees Jesus, right? Because Jesus went to the cross for me in my life. And because I repented and I am forgiven, God sees Jesus. And even though I don't trust me, he does. And guess what? I can rest in that. And I am being regenerated. And I cannot believe that this has went on this long because I feel like I wanted to spend a little bit more time talking about this, but I guess I'm going to just stick with this one section and maybe I go into the storytelling on the next episode. But when you really think about, I'm going to actually define that word as well. Let's look up the word integrity. Now, I did the whole thing with integer and going into that, but let's talk about integrity because that's necessary for trust, right? My favorite dictionary wants to talk about absolute integrity. And I don't even know. I wasn't even talking about that. But what is absolute integrity? Now I'm curious. Absolute integrity? I would define leadership as having absolute integrity, being accountable, and never asking your staff to do what you would not do yourself. Ooh. Amen. Pride can't get far when we work out the financing and operation of our vision with absolute integrity. The candidate will also be expected to maintain absolute integrity, honesty, and discretion at all times. Okay, let's go to integrity. If you have integrity, you are honest and firm in your moral principles. Oh, now if that is the absolute integrity and that's what that means, I feel like I am integral. I feel like I am honest and firm in my moral principles. I just have maybe some issues with sticking to, maybe some issues with discipline. And because I may have some issues with discipline or self-control, then I'm equating that to not having integrity, but it might not be true. I might actually have integrity. And so then I can actually remove that thought process of not trusting myself. Let's see what the next word for trust is. Reliability. I do believe I'm reliable. Justice. I don't think I have any issues with justice either. Another definition for trust says confident expectation. Confident expectation, anticipation, or hope. Yeah, I think that the reason why I might not have confident expectation, I do have anticipation and hope, but the reason why I don't have confident expectation is because I think that I might not have the discipline or the self-control to carry certain things that I'm being called to out. So the reason why I'm talking about this, I know, if you feel like I'm just swirly, this is just how I talk sometimes. If I was having a conversation with you and we were hanging out, this is how I actually talk. So it's just what I'm trying to make it as conversational as I can. But I think that I might not be as confident in my expectation of what I am being called to. So at the beginning of the year or before the year started, the Lord showed me my word for this year was believe, and believe boldly. But it wasn't like belief that, well, it could be belief. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I was going to say it wasn't like it was belief that God would do something, but actually it is, because it has to do with me and like believing boldly in who he created me to be. And if I take the lens off of me doing it, because I can't do anything in my own strength, but I put my lens on God and what he's doing, then I can believe boldly that he is going to transform me into who he's shown me to be, which starts with me being on this podcast. This is my own podcast, but I'm be speaking on other people's podcasts, so that being confident in the fact that, one, it's no longer I that live, but Christ lives in me, and he's doing it through me, right? What? Like, now that I'm thinking about that, he's doing it through me because I crucify my flesh daily. I renew my mind. So even though I want to say, I don't trust me, but guess what? God trusts me. And if you said the same thing about yourself and you think that maybe you don't really see the way that God shows you, maybe you can rely on the fact that he trusts you and he sees you and he knows that you're going to go through with it. He knows that you're going to make it through, and you don't even have to rely on your own strength for it. And I think that's amazing. I think it's such an amazing blessing that we get to rest in that fact. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and close out for today, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to the Renewal Well podcast today for episode number 9. We will be meeting on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Renewal Well house on Clubhouse. You can go to therenewalwell.com in order to find out how to get to that link and join us. We will be reading from the Gospel of Mark. I believe we are on chapter 4. Yeah, we'll be reading from there. And I think the last time I did this podcast, I said something about integrating the episodes into the podcast. Into the room, or integrating the room into the podcast. I don't remember which one I said, I'm just going to go with God and wherever He leads me to go with it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and close out. You all have a wonderful and blessed day. Don't forget to donate to Charity Water. That is also on the renewalwell.com. Donate something to that for our season 1 campaign. We would definitely appreciate that. Get some clean water that helps to build cities and keep people healthy in the cities. So I hope you are able to contribute to the cause. You all have a wonderful and blessed day. Love ya. Bye.